Hi Taurus, this is your January 2019 General Tarotscope reading. We are going to do two spreads. The first one is going to be a general where we are now, kind of a temperature check, and then the second one is going to break down the month on a week-by-week basis. However, energy is fluid, so it may not happen right on the third week or on the last week on the dot. So whenever you see this is when you're supposed to see it. If it does not resonate, check your moon, sun, and rising. Remember to like and comment and subscribe and share so we can get the messages out to all of the other signs here. You guys had a wonderful 2018. I know I'm pretty excited about the moderators. So let's get started here. Okay. So where we are now, we've got the 8 of Wands. In our recent past, we had 10 of Cups. Where we are emotionally is the 6 of Swords. Mentally, the 5 of Swords. Moving forward, we have the Hermit. So there may have been a relationship or some kind of interaction, something really happy that or good that happened to you recently that left you feeling really happy and complete, which is amazing. So that's kind of the way that we're going off of right now. Mentally, you may be a little bit confused on what it is that you actually want. Perhaps you're not quite sure that that's something that you really wanted. Maybe it's not in your plans. And then we've got the 6 of Swords of where you are emotionally. So you could be moving past a previous relationship. Something about this, and you know, with the other cards that we've got, there's like that shadow there that's kind of looming over this potential happiness. They're not right under the Rainbow of Cups, right? So you could be recovering or moving forward from a heartbreak in the past or a decision to leave something. Right now where we are is that things are moving very quickly, and Taurus energy I personally love, but I know that you don't necessarily always like for things to move very quickly. I'm a Gemini sun, and so this is natural to me, right? But for you, this is what might be making you think that, you know, this isn't necessarily what you want, right? It's kind of like fallen soldiers type thing. So you may be thinking that there's potential losses. This is definitely taking up your mind and your emotional state, because we've got the Hermit coming up. So potentially in the near future, you're going to be isolating yourself, taking some time to go within and really see what's going on, why you might be overthinking some things. Okay, so let's get some clarifiers for the Hermit. That's funny. We've got the Emperor clarifying 5 of Swords, and then we have the 3 of Swords clarifying the 6 of Swords. So this is definitely a breakup that happened, a separation. I don't really see that another person did this. You may have done this to yourself. Please don't get mad that I said that, because we've got the 5 of Swords, and, you know, as an air sign, like I totally know sometimes you can be head cases. So, you know, perhaps a situation that just happened isn't like that big of a deal. You've got the Emperor that clarifies the 5 of Swords. So there is a person that you're interested in, but you have a lot of confusion and uncertainty towards that person. This could also be you. You know, it is 2019. We are all starting with resolutions and goals and things that we want to accomplish. So you may be uncertain that you can actually get to this point, right? Someone that is logical, is able to see things for what they are, is organized, and is driven. A lot of the times the Emperor will come up as a business owner. Perhaps there's something wrong, you're not wrong, but something that you don't necessarily like about where you work. It may be a boss. So, you know, that may be the issue. The biggest feeling that I'm getting, though, is that there's a person causing this, like, you know, uncertainty, where you're just really, really unsure of what the next steps are. You kind of feel like it's a lost cause, I want to say, because we do have the 3 of Swords at the bottom next to the 6 of Swords. But know that you'll be okay. You know, if you were the one that got dumped, or if you did the dumping, or for whichever reason there, you know, for the separation, you're going to be fine. You know, it's going to take some time, but you'll get through it. So in the near future, we have the Ace of Cups that clarified the Hermit. So the reason for it could be this romantic situation that happened in our recent past of the 10 of Cups. So you may have some serious doubts about this new beginning here, even though you've been asking for it, because I've got the 6 of Cups. So Taurus, what's going on? Why are you rejecting this? You know, honestly, I know, because it's because of the Wands energy here. They may be too fiery. There may be too much action happening. Things may be going by too fast. and it's scary. It's scary probably because maybe you had a relationship in the past that you thought was that, that was going to get you to this. It was the ideal relationship and it really wasn't, right? Things like that happen, but they're all lessons. There's no such thing as mistakes, so keep that in mind. The reason for not being sure and moving forward is because you're looking to the past of what once was. You may also be feeling that it may only be a fleeting moment that you feel this kind of happiness, kind of like, oh, this is just a fling, right? And I get it. I totally get it, because you want to have, a relationship, if this is, what you're looking for, that's established and solid and stable and is able to go long term. You're not looking for just fun here, or at least that's not what you're inspired to feel when you're in this situation, right? And so the Hermit is looking back, and in front of the Hermit on the other side, like what he's facing away from, you've got a cup of love, of this offer. You have emotional fulfillment. You're happy. It's a young, excited energy here, potentially someone from the past, or that you knew in the past, or anything like that. But you're not seeing it, or you see it, but you're just ignoring it, because you can't ignore those feelings, right? These are cups, and so that the emotions are there. It's possible that it is reciprocated, but you're just not really seeing it. The Six of Wands also is looking back, right? So we've got the Hermit, and we have the Six of Wands looking at what was in the recent past here. Okay, so you may be hung up on this person. You may have been hung up on that relationship, or lack thereof, right, in terms of what it was lacking. Now, there's not so much in terms of career. I feel like you're fine there. Perhaps you want more. You want to take it to that next level. Because we also have the Six of Wands and the Emperor, and so this is success, right? So it's being able to accomplish the goals that you're trying to. I mean, you probably had a really great 2018. You may have knocked off all of your goals here. You may also be thinking about an Aries. I just saw that. Emperor is an Aries. There may be a Virgo, an air sign. You may be stuck on a water sign. The air sign is what's causing you that turmoil mentally and emotionally. You may have broken your own heart here, or maybe the air sign did do it. The air sign may have left you, actually. But, okay. So that's kind of where we are now, okay? This is the temperature check that I'm doing this reading on New Year's Eve, the 31st, so we're not at 2019 yet. Not that super important, but it's kind of like a feel for what's happening, right? It doesn't have to be the end-all be-all. It isn't the end-all be-all. So let's see what the actual month of January has in store for us. So this is general. There may be love that comes up. There may be career that comes up. If it's too much of one thing or another, then I'll draw cards to get a little bit more. I've also got the romance angels so that we can see what's up with our relationships for this month. I'm going to do one more. Okay, so for the overlying theme on your mind is money. We've got the Ace of Pentacles, and then we have the Seven of Swords emotionally. So this air sign may be following through here, or throughout the month, I mean. So we've got 5 weeks in the month of January. So far we are doing good. So I'll break it down. Where we are in our headspace for the month of January, we've got the Ace of Pentacles. So you're definitely focused on money, things that are material, but you're also very much in your earth sign power, right? So, you're feeling good, you're excited. Emotionally, you're not probably in the place that you want to be. There's a couple of things that could be happening here. You may be trying to get away with something, and this could be in terms of a relationship, third party, or maybe you don't want to commit yet. This could be that someone got away with something, you're hiding something, but either way, the overlying theme here, emotionally at least, is that not all that meets the eye is what is being seen, I think is how the saying goes. Or is it? Whatever. You know what I'm trying to say. So That's what we've got. We've got the Seven of Swords. This could be that an air sign is causing you to feel this way. Perhaps you do not trust them, or they don't trust you, or whichever the case may be. And then on the flip side, we have, you know, I'm kind of getting this, and I don't get this often for this card. You may be just accepting your 2018, say you don't feel as happy as you could have been, you know, maybe you didn't accomplish all the things you wanted to accomplish. But you're taking the 5 swords and you're leaving the 2 behind, kind of like I'll take my wins and leave my losses kind of thing. So that's where we are, I mean emotionally. So I'm also kind of getting that we're struggling with communication. Perhaps there's something that you need to say because I don't normally stutter. And so I'm getting that as well. So first week we've got the Star. Whatever it is that happens this week, just be super confident that it's divinely timed. The universe is working with you. And so you need to make sure that even though like it may not feel that you are on the right path, you completely are. You may also be working, talking to an Aquarian energy, or you may have Aquarius placements. Definitely just embody and be really excited. The first week is going to go really well. The second week, you're focusing on work, money, material gains. You're working on perhaps new projects, since we do have the Ace of Pentacles, which are new opportunities. You may start a new job at this time, or sales may be going really well. You may be getting a lot of clients. The biggest focus on your week is going to be material. So that can embody this the money, work, but you're definitely fine-tuning your craft. This card, sorry, I should probably show you. This is the Star here for the first week, and then we've got the Apprentice here who is working on his skill. All right, the third week, this is around the time that we start to go into the Aquarian. I think the first week we also have full moon, or is it new moon? But we have a moon phase here that's important. The third week is when we start to move into Aquarius season. We also have the Page of Wands. So given that in the last reading we just did, in the last spread, action was one of those things that was causing you to have some kind of mental turmoil, perhaps you decide to take the jump on the third week. And you decide to do it, say it, ask for it, and this could literally be anything. It could be a promotion, it could be more money, it could be time off, it could be applying to a new job, anything like that, right? The Page of Wands is innocently arrogant, is how I would describe this. You know, it's someone that's excited about something, and they're confident, and they're just doing the darn thing, right? I'm kind of picking up on Aries energy here for some reason. So anyone with Aries placement or Aries sun sign, you know, maybe someone that you're working with, but this is kind of what I'm getting. We'll draw clarifiers in a second. On the fourth week, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So we are coming around first full circle on cycles here, and we're about to start a new journey. But fifth week of January, it doesn't seem like we want to start that new journey. We're crying over spilt milk a little bit. There's something that you're unhappy about, and it would make sense because we have the Hermit as where we are right now, in looking in the opposite direction of the Ace of Cups and the Six of Cups. Okay, so let's draw some clarifiers, starting with the last week here. Okay, yeah, so we're definitely working. Oh my goodness, we're working with an air sign and we are not happy about it. Okay, so damn. So we have the Seven of Pentacles and the Star for your first week of January to clarify. So our biggest focus, it seems that we're really setting ourselves up for success this 2019 in terms of financial gain. So I'm very excited to see about that. Congratulations. I've got good vibes from this here. You're really putting in the work so that you can harvest your seed later. To clarify the Three of Pentacles, we've got strength. So, you know, this is where you're kind of like full speed ahead. Perhaps you have to reorganize a little bit on how you're going to get to the goal that you're trying to achieve in whatever time lapse you have, because we go from the 7 down to the 3, which may mean, you know, kind of going down to the basics, right? Bare bones. How am I going to be better to accomplish what I want to accomplish? And you'll get through it just fine. You may be asking for help from a Leo or be influenced by a Leo to get there. You may have a meeting with a Leo. Perhaps it's your boss. Whichever the case, the first couple of weeks look good. So we've got the Page of Wands, and then we have the Four of Swords. So you do something but you're exhausted, or you do it and then you're exhausted. It could also be that an air sign is tired around you, and in an attempt for you to maybe rekindle, we have the Wheel of Fortune on the next the next week, which would make sense if you had a tendency to maybe not act when you wanted to and maybe waited, did a little bit of procrastination. That's pretty exciting. That would be essentially the next step for you. And then we have the Queen of Swords that clarified the Wheel of the Year. So when we go from the Four of Swords to the Queen of Swords, this person may be asked for something, or you may be asking for something, you maybe didn't get it on the third week, and the fourth week you're like, you know what, that's it, like it's mine, give it to me, right? I personally love this energy of the Queen of Swords. The following week we've got the Knight of Swords. So whatever it is that you're asking for, you will receive, or whatever's asked, may be received. This is a message, and it's also the fastest moving knight. So just keep that in mind. On the bright side, you're definitely going about the situation logically, okay? So you're not being overruled by emotions. It's not something that's volatile. You're thinking about these things and you're crossing off the check marks that are important to you, or the boxes that are important to you, in order for you to get to where you want to go. In terms of a relationship, it seems like things are not the best, but they're not bad either. Okay, so we're just working through some things here. In terms of career is going really well. You may be unhappy with some of the people you're around, and you might communicate that. You might ask for switching a team. You may ask for moving to a different department. You may, start applying elsewhere, anything like that. Now, the fifth week seems like the first 4 weeks not being focused on any kind of love or emotion and doing this as logically as you can kind of has you forced to stop and slow down to see these things. But in that moment when that happens, you may be focusing on the things that you don't need to focus on, right? So in the culmination of this card, we have the Five of Cups, where we've got the river, and then we have the cups here that are spilled and the ones that are not. And she just looks really sad. And you don't have to, right? Because you can always just fill those back up. So maybe this communication that you gave or received had you thinking that you would receive it a certain way, or that you'd feel a certain way, and actually didn't pan out, right? So I don't see significant enough disappointment where, I want to apologize and feel bad for it. So you're fine, right? It may just feel like it's not going per plan. That might be the biggest thing here, like it's not going per plan. This isn't how it was supposed to play out, and you may be upset about that, but the biggest thing is we're starting off with the star, so everything that happens is supposed to happen, and regardless of the star showing up or not in the spread, always be aware that the universe is for you, never against you, and anything that you're experiencing, you need to experience. So kind of some accountability there, but that's kind of what I'm getting here for your reading. There wasn't too much on love there. It kind of just was like going through the motions a little bit. So let's see here. I mean, your career is going to be doing just fine. Money is looking nice. Money is looking nice. We're Capricorn season right now too, so that might be helping with your plans, your financial plans. I just realized this table is moving a lot. Sorry. Okay, so the 3 cards that came out, we have religious factors. Your love life is influenced by your religious upbringing and spiritual path. You may have had expectations for how you wanted this relationship to go, in terms of what that person looks like, their beliefs, the way they acted, things like that. And it may be inhibiting you from meeting that person or having a successful relationship with that person. It could also mean marriage. Maybe, the fact that you guys are married is causing a little bit of a rift in terms of, what your happiness means. The focus is on finances and career. So if you are married, money is the issue. Financial issues are affecting your love life right now. It could be like in this search for a new opportunity, you may feel like you have to compromise your relationship, or vice versa. Your relationship is compromising your financial gain, your success in your career, your professional development. it doesn't need to be the case, because the third card we have, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. So these things, as prominent as they are right now, this is what she looks like. She's doing an offering, so I don't know, maybe someone offers something to you and that's what's going to help you, you know, feel a little bit better. You're being chased, or you're doing the chasing. You don't need to worry. Take it for what it is, get through it. But just know, you know, if it's a relationship that you want to work out, it will. And if it doesn't, you know what to do. But it doesn't need to be the end all be all. In terms of, say, you know, religious factors doesn't need to be religion only. It could be, you know, traditional institutions such as marriage. Maybe you want to get married and they don't, or vice versa. Maybe you want to divorce and they want to stay married, vice versa, same thing, right? It could be anything like that. But just know that it doesn't, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, those things don't necessarily define anything. You're going to decide what it is that you bring in, what you can take, what you will accept. So if you decide that you are only going to accept a positive love life, a positive relationship, then, you know, focus on that and the rest will handle itself. Okay, so that is your January. Let me know what you guys think. Definitely share, like, subscribe, tell your friends about it. The rest of the videos will be up shortly. You guys are my first earth sign that I'm doing with this monthly reading. So I will see you guys next month.